A new strain of coronavirus claims another life, this time in France. A 65-year-old man who had been traveling in Dubai has died from the illness, the French health ministry said. He was the first Frenchman to fall ill from the SARS-like coronavirus. The World Health Organization says the virus, which causes coughing, fever, and pneumonia, can likely be passed between humans, but only after prolonged close contact. Out of 44 confirmed cases worldwide, 23 people have now died, with most of those infected having traveled in the Middle East. A virus from the same family triggered the SARS outbreak in Asia that killed 775 people in 2003.
We're quite concerned about this because, now this is the first clear-cut evidence to indicate that this infection, this virus could be transmitted within a hospital setting. And in the past, when we go back 10 years ago, there are several major hospital-acquired infection or outbreaks in a number of countries. So basically, if this new virus, coronavirus, could be able to transmit between humans effectively, that would be quite problematic.
So what sort of impact could this have? What changes are likely to be made as far as healthcare workers go working with those infected?
Right. I think so far what we understand that the virus can transmit between close contacts. So now, once we found out that this could be able to transmit like this pathway, so we should try to have a more precaution or more stringent precautions to treat this patient, maybe putting the patient, say, for example, in an isolation ward, and then for doing any invasive procedures like intubations or bronchoscope, and the healthcare worker should try to equip a more stringent PPE, personal protective equipment, and then of course we should have a highly restricted access in this patient ward.
And we're talking about 20 people dead at this point, but how fast do you think this is likely to spread?
So far, the virus can only be able to transmit they do not able to transmit to have a sustainable transmission between humans. So there's only limit to one person to another person. So right now, I'm not too worried about that because if we can able to quarantine the patient effectively, and we should with proper protective equipment, we may not have a further spreading. So I think the key question at the moment is try to have a more sensitive diagnostic test to make sure that we can able to identify the patient as soon as possible.
And what exactly is the difference between the SARS virus and the coronavirus?
These two viruses are under the same family, so coronaviruses, and they are similar in a way that they probably are causing atypical pneumonia. The lateral vesicle may be of animal origins, but experimentally they are quite different. For example, the genetic sequence between these two viruses are very different. And then and also some additional experimental evidence to indicate that they are using different receptors to achieve the infections, and then the whole response after the infection are quite different. So they are very different in a way that in the pathogenesis, but of course they are very similar in terms of the clinical presentation at the moment.